How'd we meet?
How'd we meet? Well, initially we didn't meet, at least not face to face. I found out about you from another friend because they were interested in you.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Basically it was kind of like, oh, look, this is his MySpace. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I friended you on MySpace and I was just looking through and I was like, oh, it seems like a cool kid, blah, blah, blah.
Anxiety has always been one of my downfalls. Has it become clear as to why over the years, or do you still not know?
I mean, from the get-go, I had a sense that there was a sense of like attention, like a burden, but I guess for the longest time I never really could understand fully why. I got the sense that you did have a great deal of anxiety and like guilt, or something was just like heavy upon you, like a weight, a brick.
Do you think things could have been easier for me?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you'd been more, I'm reaching for a word, wait a second. I don't know, if you had been more free with yourself, maybe, or if you had been more honest about certain things in your life, then maybe you'd been more honest with other things. I think you were always trying to like please others and try to fit into the certain like boxes that others put you in, or what people asked of you, what people want of you. You never really put yourself and how you really felt first.
In your eyes, did coming out cause any sort of ease in my life?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I get a sense that floodgate kind of opened the doors to you being more, I guess, relaxed and less intense about things, less serious. Like, it changed everything from your demeanor to things that you wanted for yourself to how you felt with other people or what other people wanted for you. I think it changed a lot of things for you, honestly.
What were your initial thoughts when I first told you?
Funny thing is, I always had an inkling. I mean, from when I met you, from what I heard from other people, you were a talk of the town, so to speak. A lot of rumors and this and that were around about you, so.
I hope good ones, right?
Good. Kind of. Sort of. I mean, more or less, I had a sense about it, but I'm glad that you were able to come to the realization for yourself, because I think it, put things in perspective.
Do you think I would have accomplished more in high school if I were entirely true to myself?
You would have accomplished more things that you'd have been happy about in the future. I think you would have really put forth effort towards things that really interest you more than what you thought you had to do.
Could you list major differences between the way I was in high school and the way I am today?
I feel like the biggest thing for me is just the fact that you walk differently. Yeah. In high school, you used to be so stiff, like shoulders squared, and you just walk like this. And that's like
shake
now.
my chest at people?
Yes. I mean, I guess like now you just walk with like a sway. You have like a looseness, relaxedness.
Has a day ever passed by that you regret crossing my path?
Oh no. I remember, actually I have a little short story. I remember a time I came outside here one night looking at the stars. I saw a shooting star pass by and I was like, wow. And this is when we weren't really like close, we weren't really friends at that point, but I wished on that star. I was like, I want this guy to be my friend. Like, I don't care what else, anything, as long as he ends up being my friend. And you know what? it happened, and I have no regrets.
When I was younger, I just remember it being a really rough time in my life. I sometimes actually try to forget about it and not acknowledge that it actually happened to me. I just remember spending days and days stressing and worrying about what people thought, and most of the time I was just so confused as to whether if I should do what I wanted to do and be who I really was, or just meet up to everyone else's expectations, my family, my friends, my teachers, my directors. And honestly, it was the most stressful time of my life. Not only did I have to come out once, I came out twice, and either one wasn't much easier than the other. First time I came out, I remember I was a freshman in high school, and at that time I was kind of out to my close friends, and some big thing happened at home, huge argument about with my friends. They came in, the whole 9 yards, and what ended up happening was I just cracked and I told my mom. I was like, "Yo, Mom, I'm gay." And I just remember she just sat there in disbelief and didn't talk to me for the rest of the night. She just held me while I cried in her arms. And it was that bad to the next day that my dad had to come in, and my dad was like, "Your mom told me, she's really upset, we need to go to therapy." And therapy didn't really work out that great. But I remember the therapist just started telling me, "You're going through a phase, you really don't know what you're talking about, you know how you're feeling." And that didn't really make me feel any much better about myself. And I just saw the depression in my mom, and how disappointed she looked, and not only at me but at herself. And I just remember, to ease not only her mind but the therapist's mind, I just told her, "Yeah, I'm confused, I'm bisexual, whatever." Just to not to deal with it at this moment, because I really wasn't ready to deal with it. So my whole entire high school career, I just tried to live a straight life. And honestly, it wasn't that easy. Every waking second till the moment I woke up and fell back asleep, it was like, "Jonathan, you can't walk like that, Jonathan. You can't say these kind of things. You can't make certain jokes. Make sure you don't stare at guys. People are going to start making fun of you. People are going to pick on you, this, that, and the third." To the point where I was my own worst enemy. I remember I used to walk really stiff, and chest out, shoulders broad. I would just walk like I was the top of the world, like a big, rough, macho, meat-headed guy. And I got to the point where I actually believed that I was straight. By the time it was my junior, senior year of high school, everyone just forgot about the phase I had. And I dated girls. I lost count of how many girls I've been with, slept with, dated, whatever you want to say. And I just really overcompensated. I really, really did. I really overcompensated just for the happiness of everyone else and for my mom. And honestly, I couldn't have came out at a better time. Because while I was in high school, a lot of the kids were mature enough to understand. I saw the other kids that had come out and how people treated them, and I just told myself I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to deal with that kind of pressure and ridicule just for me being me. So I just remember at the time I had a girlfriend. I went out for my prom weekend. One thing led to another, and I was under the influence, and I just had to talk to somebody about it. So I talked to a guy that was out at the time and I knew of, and we got together, and then that was this huge rush of emotions. Nothing could ever compare to that moment. I just felt so guilty and so happy and so right and wrong, and all these opposite emotions at the same time. And that's when I told myself, I was like, "Yo, John, you're gay. There's no two ways about it. There's nothing you can do. You tried your best, you can't change who you are." So I came out right before graduating high school. I remember I was so worried about losing my best friends, especially my guy friends. Like, I have a lot more guy friends than I do girlfriends, you know? It might not seem that I may be, but I'm not the typical stigma of what people think to be gay. Like, I don't wear makeup, I don't fawn around, and I don't have that many feminine tendencies that most people think I should have. And then it just turned out just fine. My friends accepted me. My best friends were like, okay, so whatever. And then I had to come back to the inevitable and tell my parents again. I just remember just one day, I was right before I was going to work, my mom was like, what's wrong, what's going on, are you okay? And then I just broke down in tears. It was just a complete reflection, a complete replay of the first time I came out 3 years prior to her. But this time my mom actually spoke to me, and my mom told me, it's okay, it's fine. We took the last 3 years to prepare ourselves for just the possibility of you really being who you are. And just from then on, just things got a little bit different. I became more myself, but the only thing is I was really confused. Not only was I happy that I could be honest with everyone, and I didn't have to hide who I was anymore, I didn't have to pretend anything. It just felt like I was reborn. I had to learn everything. I had to basically start from step one. I was just like, you're Jonathan, but you're Jonathan. It's like, I really, as much as people can sympathize and empathize when I tell them the story, you'll never will know how it feels like to be somebody completely else that who you're really not, and just one day just let it out. And it was just, even to this day, it's very bittersweet because I'm still learning who I am, literally who I am. And not only did I have to deal with the normal stresses of school and AP classes, being a drum major, having all these leadership roles, I had to deal with having my own problems of not accepting myself. So it's kind of just like, how do I respect and love myself now that everyone else does and everyone sees that's okay, and there's still people who don't. And I just fall into this category in society where it's just kind of like a lot of people don't accept it, even though things are changing and I'm in a time period where I'm better off than other people were a long time ago. But it's just, I just did some really stupid stuff. I was basically a sheep thrown into a pack of wolves. I had no idea what I was doing. I did not know how it worked. I didn't know how to approach guys. I didn't know whether or not it was okay. What am I going to do if I meet someone? Bring them home, introduce them to my friends, go out, everything. Literally, I had to learn by myself. No one really was there for me. No one really explained to me, John, this is how it works. This is how you got to do it. You got to be safe, be careful. And even though I've only been out not too long, I've experienced a lot. Just trying to learn who I am. But deep down, I just know that I may not be able to control where I come from, but I most definitely can control where I'm going. And deep down, I know I'm going to end up somewhere good, where I belong, where I'm meant to be. And there's a reason why I'm still here today.